Hello, this is Matt from Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio. Welcome back to another in-home diagnostic video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Alright, well what we have is a Maytag side-by-side refrigerator. It's got the ice and water through the door, the ice bin here with the ice maker that's got an optics. Basically all you'd need for this repair would just be a heat gun and cups of water and a bunch of towels. And what the customer's complaint is that it's not dispensing ice. When you press the paddle, you hear the motor trying to run. So we know that the micro switch up here is good, and we know that the auger motor is good. So what you want to check for is more or less an ice jam up through here. A common issue that you see on these is if the door gets left ajar or just over time from having the door open with the moisture, the warm air, the humidity, everything tends to bind the auger assembly up. So the only real way to fix this would be actually taking cardboard and sectioning off the freezer and then leaving the actual freezer door open typically for about 12 hours to let this ice in here completely thaw out. So at this point you can't even remove the ice bucket. The other option would be removing as much ice as you can out of there and just repeatedly dumping buckets of hot water down the assembly, which tends to get kind of messy, to try to free up the ice until you can remove the auger. And then at that point, the unit would be fully functional again. Alright, basically I'm just trying to free up some of this ice here to see how far down we can go before we more or less hit the stick point, but cubes are frozen together. Pretty much you can see the level right there where all these cubes are sort of bound up. Okay, well what we're going to do is we're just going to try to generate a little bit of heat with a heat gun coming down in this crack here, and then also going from the inside. See if we can sort of thaw this out a little bit. It's a lot messier, or a lot less messy than just pouring water down there, but you have to be very careful because everything is plastic in here, so if you run too much heat on it, you can melt the plastic. You can also kind of come from the other side here and direct a little bit of heat up the air passage. Alright, well at this point what we're going to do is the customer's just going to grab some towels out and they're just going to run some hot water down there until this thaws out. The other option would be basically just shutting the unit down and letting this thaw. You really don't want to pull too hard on it because you don't want to break any of the internal components of the drive system. It's basically what you have is a solid bound up block of ice right around this region here that has to be thawed out before the ice bucket will release. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.